Good morning, children. Welcome to the online class. Today we are going to see the civics part, the third lesson, that is human rights. Already I have completed some of the topics from this lesson, human rights. Now we continue the lesson. Just I will recall some of the points from the previous class. The previous class I taught about the fundamental rights that is mentioned in the Constitution. We have seen 6 fundamental rights. All the 6 fundamental rights are mentioned in the Constitution. What are the 6 fundamental rights? Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of conscience and religion, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies. Like this, 6 fundamental rights mentioned in the Constitution. This is one of the 2-mark question. That question also I marked. I think you might have learned this answer. Okay. All these 6 fundamental rights I have explained that class. Next topic is fundamental duties. The fundamental rights and fundamental duties are 2 sides of a same coin. 2 sides of you can notice the 2 sides will be there in a coin. Like this, these rights and duties are the 2 sides of a same coin. The fundamental duties, when the Constitution came into effect, that is January 26, 1950, that day we celebrate every year as a Republic Day. January 26, every year, January 26, we celebrate Republic Day. Because that day only we got that Constitution, so we celebrate every year that day as Republic Day. That time, the fundamental duties are not included in the Constitution. Later it was included, that is the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution, which took place in the year 1976. From 1950 to 1976, 42 amendments. Amendment means making slight changes in the Constitution. Some of the articles in the Constitution making some changes, that is amendment. From 1950 to 1976, 42 times they have amended the Constitution. In the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution, the duties of the citizen mentioned in the Constitution. The 42nd Amendment of the Constitution, the duties of the citizen also included in the Constitution. Here mention about 11 duties. We are enjoying more rights. At the same time, the citizen of India must do something for the sake of the country. That is the duty of every citizen. That is mentioned here, about 11 duties mentioned. Now we see one by one the duties of the citizen. What are the duties mentioned in the Constitution? That is included the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution, which took place in the year 1976. According to that, first duty is mentioned: respect the Constitution, national flag, national anthem. It is a duty of every citizen. Respect the Constitution, national flag and national anthem. We are respecting the Constitution, respecting the national anthem, national flag. You know, when they sing the national anthem, when they hoist the national flag, we stand straight, attention, position, silent. That is a duty. This is a respect we are giving. This is a respect. This is a duty of every citizen. Then the second point is follow and protect the noble ideals of the freedom fighters. Noble ideals of the freedom fighters. To get freedom, so many leaders of India sacrificed their life. They taught so many ideals for the citizens. That must be protected. It is also duty of a citizen. Third one, uphold the protect sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. India is a sovereign country, integrated country. From Kanyakumari to Kashmir, India is one. From Kanyakumari to Kashmir, India is one. To protect this sovereignty and integrity is a duty of a citizen. That is third point. Fourth one, defend country, render national service when called upon to do so. To defend the country. We know the defense force, 3 defense forces are there, that many citizens are working in this defense force to protect our country. They are protecting our country from the border of our country, and they are working day and night. They are sacrificing their life to protect our country. It is a duty of a citizen. That also included in the Constitution. Then promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood. Promote harmony, unity, common brotherhood. We are all the brothers and sisters. The citizen of India, all brothers and sisters. That sense we have to develop to promote the harmony, unity and integrity of our country, India. The next one is to value the preserve and rich heritage of our complex culture, composite culture. Our culture is composite culture. Many we follow different language, different religion, different food habit, different dress style. All these differences we can see in our country, India. Among all these differences, we have to develop the unity. The next point is protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife. Natural environment. We have to try to defend preserve the environment. Natural environment. Should not harm. We should not harm the environment. If our environment is harmful, your life is impossible. So we have to defend the natural environment. We have to protect, conserve the forest, protect the wildlife. All those things we have to try to preserve. That is the duty of a citizen. It is mentioned. Develop the scientific temper, humanism, spirit of inquiry and reform. These are all the things you have to try to protect in our country, India. Develop, safeguard public property. Public property in the sense government property. Government property, all the government property is a public property. Here public property and private property is there. Single person we having so much of property. The public property means a government property. Example, school, railway station, railways, bank, like this. So many educational institutions, all public property. We have to protect the public property. We should not try to damage the public property. Public properties are our property, so we have to defend that, protect the public property. That is the duty of a citizen. Then strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual, collective activities. Nation constantly rises highest level endeavor and achievement. Try hard towards excellence in all spheres of individual, collective activity. We have to have the collective responsibility. We are all the citizens of India. From Kanyakumari to Kashmir, India is one. All are brothers and sisters. We have to take the collective responsibility. That is given. It is a duty of a citizen to take the collective responsibility of a citizen. Then provide opportunities for education. It is a responsibility of a parent or a guardian to give education for their ward, for their children up to the age of 14. Free and compulsory education. Government gives free and compulsory education. Everyone should go to school up to the age of 14. That is compulsory. That is confirmed by these parents and the guardian. The parents and the guardian, the duty of the parent and the guardian is give education up to the age of 14. That also mentioned in the Constitution. Like this, 14 duties mentioned in the Constitution. It is a responsibility of every citizen of India. So that it is mentioned how the rights, fundamental rights are important, the same way the duties also important. That is why it is mentioned now in the Constitution, the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution, which took place in the year 1976. Now the next topic we are going to see, that is National Human Rights Commission. National Human Rights Commission, that is the next topic. There is the national level. National level Human Rights Commission is there in India. The national level Human Rights Commission is located in New Delhi. The national level Human Rights Commission is an independent body. National level Human Rights Commission is an independent body. It was constituted in the 12th October 1993 under the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993. The Human Rights Act was passed in the year 1993. Based on that Human Rights Protection Act, this National Human Rights Commission was set up. That is 12th October 1993. The same year it was set up. This Human Rights Commission, National Human Rights Commission consists of chairman and few other members. Few other members in the sense 3 from judiciary, 4 from other departments. Like these 7 members. One chairman will be there. Under the chairman, 7 members, 3 were elected from judiciary, 4 from other departments. Totally chairman, including chairman, 8 members are in the National Human Rights Commission. The National Human Rights Commission is responsible for protection and promotion of human rights. But all the human rights mentioned in the Constitution that must be protected and promoted. That work is done by this National Human Rights Commission, was set up in the year 1993. The National Human Rights Commission defined by the Act relating to life, liberty, equality and dignity of the individual. This right, life, liberty, equality and fraternity is guaranteed by this National Human Rights Commission. National Human Rights Commission is a protection to the individual and giving guarantee to the life, liberty and equality, even dignity of the individual. It is guaranteed by this National Human Rights Commission. National Human Rights Commission. Some of the functions also mentioned here, about 6 functions mentioned the National Human Rights Commission. Inquire into the violation of human rights. This National Human Rights Commission does the inquiry where and when the human right is violated. In which area the human right is violated. For that, this National Human Rights Commission does the inquiry. Or where it is neglected, where the human right is neglected. For all that, the Human Rights Commission is doing the inquiry. Then the next one is to intervene the court proceedings relating to human rights. Where the court proceedings related to the human rights takes place, there also this National Human Rights Commission interfere in that and protect that human rights. To undertake and promote research in the field of human rights. Undertake and promote research in the field of human rights. It gives protection. Always the work of this National Human Rights is protect and defend the human rights. For that purpose only it is set up the national level. Engage human rights education among various sections of society. Various sections of the society, it is educated. Many people not knowing about what are the fundamental rights of the citizen. Still many people are not knowing about that what are the fundamental rights are mentioned in the Constitution, what are the rights we can enjoy. All those things may not be knowing that is educated. Human rights education among various sections of society. Encourage the effects of NGOs and institutions working in the field of human rights. Effects of NGOs. Encourage the effects of NGOs. This National Human Rights Commission encourages the non-governmental organization to make awareness among the people about these human rights, So these are all some of the functions of the National Human Rights Commission. National Human Rights Commission. Likewise, State Human Rights Commission also set up. In our country, about 29 states. For all the 29 states, one government is there, that is central government at center in Delhi. Like this, for every state, there is a government, that is state government. Likewise, the National Human Rights Commission is there at the center for all the 29 states. Only one Human Rights Commission, that is, it is in the national level. The same way, every state also has one Human Rights Commission, that is known as State Human Rights Commission. State Human Rights Commission. Every state in India has State Human Rights Commission. Every state has State Human Rights Commission. The function of the State Human Rights Commission also mentioned here, that is inquire into the violation. This state Human Rights Commission also has the inquiry, look into the inquiry of violation of human rights. Its objectives and duties are the same as National Human Rights Commission. What are the objectives and aims? The National Human Rights Commission has the same the State Human Rights Commission also has. It has the power of civil court and can take recognition of causes received on suo motu. It can also recommend compensation to victims. If any one of the citizens affected by this violation of human rights, it recommends this State Human Rights Commission recommend for compensation. So we have seen today we have seen fundamental duties, National Human Rights Commission and State Human Rights Commission. Remaining we will see later. Now we mark some of the answers. The other day I marked 2 short answers and 1 detailed question. Short answers 1 and 2 I marked. Answer in detail also first one I marked. Now the answer in detail. Second one, what are the fundamental duties? How would you follow these in your school premises? What are fundamental duties? How would you follow these in your school premises? Page number 257, fundamental duties heading. About 11 points given. From that you have to mark under the heading fundamental duties, second para. These were incorporated in the Constitution by the 42nd Amendment Act 1976. This Constitution states 11 fundamental duties as given below. First point, second point, third point, fourth point, and fifth point. Some reduce the first 2 lines enough to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India. That much enough. Fifth point. Then sixth point, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Seventh point, to protect and improve the natural environment including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and have compassion on living creatures. 8th point, to develop the scientific temper, humanism and spirit of inquiry and reform. 9th point, to safeguard public property and to abjure from violence. 10th point, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity. That much enough, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity. That much you mark. Then next, 11th point, to provide opportunities for education by the parent and guardian to their child or ward up to the age of 14 years. So all these points you have to mark for this detailed question. The second detailed question. Third detailed question, how does the National Human Rights Commission protect our rights? How does the National Human Rights Commission protect our rights? That is page number 258, first para, about the National Human Rights Commission. It is given. That para you have to mark. The National Human Rights Commission is an autonomous body constituted of 12th October 1990 under the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993. It consists of chairman and a few other members, 3 from judiciary, 4 from other department, and National Human Rights Commission is responsible for the protection and promotion of human rights. India defined by the Act as right relating to life, liberty, equality, dignity of the individual, guaranteed by Constitution of or embodied in the international covenants. The office is located in New Delhi. Then the functions. All the 6 functions also you have to mark for this question. To inquire into the violation of human rights or negligence in the prevention of such violation by the public servant, to intervene in court proceedings relating to human rights, to undertake and promote research in the field of human rights, to engage in human rights education among various sections of society, to encourage the efforts of NGOs and institutions working in the field of human rights. So all these you have to mark for the third paragraph question. Then the 2 more question. last two, that is ninth one, write about the right against exploitation. Write about exploitation. That is page number 256. Write against exploitation, one heading is there. Then one small paragraph, that is the 2 mark question. The 2 mark question you have to mark. It is against the law to employ children below 14 years of age in mines, factories or other occupation. Neither contractor nor an employer can force a worker to do a job against their will. That is the answer for that question. Then the next one is 10th one, differentiate fundamental rights and human rights. The same page, there is a column, it is given differences between human rights and fundamental rights, heading is there. Under that there is a column, that column to be marked for this question. This question you have to mark. So now we have marked 2 paragraph question, that is 2 paragraph, second and third, 2 short answers, that is 9 and 10. You have to learn these 4 question answers today what I marked. This is a homework for you. Okay, thank you.